This week, something pretty big happened for the Antigravity A1, and I ain't talking about the new firmware. An FCC mod has appeared online that allows CE users to switch the Antigravity A1 into FCC mode and get FCC levels of power output. Anyone who has used the Antigravity A1 in the CE region has probably found, like I have, that the RF performance isn't remotely what we would have expected, and what this FCC mod will allow you to do is boost the RF power output up to the same level that FCC users get in the US, which is 30 dBm. Now, what I'm going to do in this video is give you a complete overview of what this mod is, how it works, how to do it, and I'm actually going to show you that it works on my spectrum analyzer as well. Before we do that though, I do just want to be clear in saying making any modifications to your drone is potentially illegal. Making this mod would mean your drone is no longer complying with CE regulations. Before doing anything like this, you should ensure that you are happy understanding the risks of what you are doing. You understand that it is your responsibility to ensure that your drone is always being flown in a legal and safe manner. What I'm going to do here today is demonstrate the fact that this mod works, but it is entirely down to you to ensure that you are always flying legally and complying with your local regulations. Before I show you this today, I just want to make sure I give credit correctly, because this mod has appeared online and actually has been shown in an Italian drone user's YouTube channel. The channel is actually called Drone e Tecnologia. I'll put a link to it in the description as well. He seems to be the first person I have seen to actually talk about this. He provided the file that we're going to talk about today in the description and the information. I have no idea where he got this from, but it is only fair that I credit it to him. If he found it somewhere else, I hope he credits it elsewhere. I have my own suspicions where something like this has probably come from, but we'll talk about that towards the end of the video. To perform this FCC mod is actually very simple. You need to place a special file in the root directory of the SD cards on both the anti-gravity vision goggles and the drone. Just to be clear, it's very important that you place the file on both SD cards. If you don't place the file on both SD cards, the mod will not work. In fact, if you were to only place the file on one of the SD cards, you will actually find that the drone and goggles will no longer communicate and they won't link. It's also worth noting that this only works as long as the file is present on both SD cards. If you were to delete the file off both SD cards or remove the SD cards, your drone will automatically go back into its normal operating mode. This is not a persistent modification. It only happens as long as the file is present on both cards. This special file will be available to download via a link in the description. It is called SDR_RF_test. It is a 1-byte file with no file type set. This is actually very similar to the FCC hack that we've seen for DJI drones. Within this file, there is some information. There's a little script as such that is telling the drone to go into RF test, power mode 27, country US, and channel mode 5. Now, I'll show you the results of doing this on my spectrum analyzer in a minute. My testing thus far seems to show that it definitely does give more RF output, and it is on par with what we would expect from FCC mode, but it isn't completely clear what all of the options in here do. So for instance, I have done some playing with the power mode setting. Power mode 27 seems to be the maximum. Channel mode I haven't tested yet. We're going to need to have a bit of a play with some of these settings to fully understand what they do, but what I can tell you is the file as it comes here today should give you FCC levels of power. As I said earlier, actually doing this is very simple. Once you've got the file, you can download it from the link. If it is a zipped file, do make sure that you uncompress it before you place it on the SD card, and you simply need to place it in the root directory. So on my SD card here under H, you can see that it is located just down there. It should look just like this. It should have no file type showing, so it shouldn't show as a text document or anything like that. It has simply file, and it has 1 kilobyte of size. As stated, you have to place it on the SD card for both the goggles and the drone, and once you've done that, you can boot it up and it will then boot into FCC mode. Once the file is on both cards, place them into the drone and the goggles and power everything up. The first time you do this, you may find it takes a little bit longer to connect than usual. However, once it has connected, you should have your main screen showing as normal. Now, there is a very simple way to check if this has worked and you are now in FCC mode, and that is that 5.2 gigahertz is not available to select in the transmission systems. 5.2 gigahertz mode is only available in CE regions, and to check if you're in FCC, simply go into the main menu, go to your transmission aspect ratio settings, change the channel mode to manual, and whilst you may have the option available for 5.2 gigahertz, if you are in FCC mode, by selecting 5.2 gigahertz, you will see that the channels go blank and it switches back to 5.8. This shows me that I am now in FCC mode, and as a result of that, we're going to get the higher level of RF output. You can also see some differences in the channels available in 5.8 gigahertz as well. So for instance, in FCC mode in 40 megahertz bandwidth, you will have 11 channels available to select, whereas in CE mode, you will actually have up to 16 channels available to select. You will also find the frequencies of the channels in FCC mode is different compared to CE mode. For instance, in FCC, channel 1 is 5765, whereas in CE mode, channel 1 is 5750. So, as I've shown, the very simplest way to tell if you are in that FCC mode is just check if you can actually switch it into 5.2 gigahertz. CE users in 40 megahertz will have 2 channels. FCC users can't access it at all. Now, as I've said, I have also done a bunch of testing on this to confirm that it does actually increase the RF power, and that is what I'm going to show you next. So here we're in CE mode and I'm demonstrating it on 5.8 gigahertz. You can see here we have our 40 megahertz video carrier, and then these little carriers that you see popping up are the telemetry carriers from the goggles up to the drone. So as an example, if I move the goggles closer to the spectrum analyzer input, you can see those carriers get stronger, and then if I move the goggles away, you can see those carriers get weaker. The drone is in a fixed setup, so what you're seeing here is the video carrier in a fixed setup. So this is what we're going to demonstrate between the 2 different modes, CE and then over to this FCC mode. Now, at the moment, the drone isn't armed. I'm just going to arm the A1 just to demonstrate it. And here you can now see our video carrier. It is showing a bit of a slope, and this is just because of the way I'm actually measuring it. But the key to see here is that our peak video on our carrier here is about minus 69 dB, roughly down to about minus 78. It's just disarmed itself again because I didn't actually take off. We just do it again. There we go. So you can see there, roughly the peak we're looking at is minus 68, 69 dB for our CE mode. Okay, so now here we are in FCC mode. Nothing has changed other than now having the file on the SD card on both the aircraft and the goggles. You can see the amplitude of the carrier is much higher than it was before. You can see now it's pulsing right up to minus 52 dB. Earlier on, we were stuck down at minus 68, 69. You can see it is sitting down there, but it does peak now right up to that minus 51. I'm now going to arm the aircraft just to demonstrate that. You can now see that it has kicked up to that higher power level. We also have much higher power output from the goggles as well. You can see the goggles carriers there behind it. These are much higher, and I'm not even close to the input of the analyzer. If I now move the goggles closer, you can now see that that's peaking even higher, right up towards minus 40, minus 35 dBm. What this shows is that this mod absolutely does work. It is a dramatic difference in RF power compared to the normal CE mode. So as you've seen, this is fairly easy to do, and it absolutely does improve the RF output on the Antigravity A1 up to the same sort of level that FCC users are getting. Now, I'm not going to show you any flight footage or any testing of this here. I am not going to demonstrate this in real world because it isn't legal to do here in the UK. I wanted to demonstrate that this does work on the bench. If you want to use this, it's entirely down to you. It's your responsibility to ensure that you're following the local rules and regulations at all times. What this does, though, is give you a massive boost in RF power compared to standard CE use. I can't really tell you how much of an improvement this will be for CE users, but if we just look at the raw power settings, in 5.8 mode, you're jumping from 25 milliwatts all the way up to 1 watt of RF output. That is going to offer a big improvement in performance in the 5.8 gigahertz band. However, it is worth me stressing something. The Antigravity A1 in CE can use 5.2 gigahertz, and 5.2 gigahertz allows up to 200 milliwatts of RF output. And that is a lot more than 5.8 gigahertz does. And you do find the A1 tends to sit in 5.2 gigahertz more than 5.8 in CE regions. However, it is a big jump in power, even over the 5.2 gigahertz band. You are stepping up from that 200 milliwatts from 5.2 to 1 watt of RF output in 5.8, as well as 1 watt of output in 2.4. It should make a dramatic difference, but that isn't to say this is going to now be as good as the likes of DJI. Whilst it has been predominantly CE users complaining about the Antigravity A1's RF performance, FCC users haven't been getting comparable performance to the likes of DJI 4. So whilst it is absolutely going to be better than what it is in CE as standard, that doesn't mean it is going to be as good as the likes of DJI's OcuSync 4 system. However, what this does allow you to do is pretty much get the best the system is capable of for CE users, and it's going to be interesting to see what people's feedback is as they actually test this. Now, I hope you have found this video useful. If you have, please do consider checking out the links to my Patreon as well as Buy Me a Coffee. It is only through the support of my Patrons I'm able to keep making content on this channel. If you'd like to support us to allow us to keep buying products like this here, I wasn't sent this drone, we bought this drone on this channel, and if you'd like to support us to allow us to keep making content like this in the future, please do consider checking them out. I want to say a massive thank you to all of my Patreons. We would not be able to do this without your support. I also just want to say a bit of a shout out to the person who shared this. We have no idea where this come from. I have a suspicion because this isn't a hack. I think we all know where this appeared from, but we're not going to say that. We're grateful. We're very grateful we have something like this. But again, I just want to say a shout out to the original channel, and I will put a link to them down below as well. So that's it from me on this one. Look after yourselves, stay safe, and I will speak to you soon.